With us from the University of Denver, head coach Jim Montgomery, student athletes David Mikowski and Joey LaLeggia. We will start with Coach, a statement from Coach, and then we will take questions immediately following for the student athletes first. Coach.
Thank you. Well, we knew in order to have success today, we would have had to have played perfect hockey. And unfortunately, Boston College played perfect hockey. They won face-offs. They executed on special teams, and their top line was phenomenal tonight. They made high-end plays, and there's a reason that those guys will end up playing at a higher level and making a lot of money. But for our season, I'm really proud of our group who's been able to win a championship and add to the legacy and tradition of Denver hockey. With our 7 national championships, several WCHA championships, it's great to be able to add the NCHC conference tournament championship in our first season in the league.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for our student athletes, Joey and or David. Right up here up front, please. We'll get the mic to you.
Adrian Dater, Denver Post. David, I know it was a disappointing end to your DU career. Can you just describe what your feelings were as a team those first 10 minutes? It just seemed like you got everything just topsy-turvy all of a sudden. What was it like?
Yeah, it came really quick, and you got to give Boston College a lot of credit. They came out and gave us more than we could handle. But like Coach said, very proud of this team and very proud to be a pioneer and everything we were able to accomplish this year. Winning a championship at the NCHC is no easy feat, and very proud of my teammates.
Back up front, please.
You obviously, talked a lot about Goudreau and that top line today. How do you describe, especially that first shift? I mean, did it really set you back on your heels, or, you know what I mean, like something different that they did that you just weren't prepared for?
No, we just, we had 2 D-men caught in the corner, and then we, he obviously is pretty elusive, so he got all alone there in the slot, and. We got to take credit for it. That was, he's a heck of a player, and you can't give him those kind of opportunities.
More questions for the student athletes? Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. If you need any other requests for Denver student athletes, you can talk to the sports information director during Coach, or right after Coach is done. We'll take questions for Coach Montgomery now. Start up here, please.
Jim, obviously you knew Goudreau. You talked a lot about him. You coached him in Dubuque. Was that your worst fear come true that first 10 minutes of what he was doing? I mean, I guess you were not surprised to see him play well, but
the first shift was our worst nightmare. We didn't have our center down low, and our wing rotated high without a communication, but they did make a high end play, and Johnny made no mistake about it. That being said, I thought that we regrouped actually pretty well there after that, but then I give Coach York credit. I thought he was matching up their top line against our top line, and the second goal I put out our third line, and he went with his guns, and they won the draw, and Kevin Hayes made a unbelievable. He looked like Frank Mahovlich on that goal. I don't know how many people remember Frank Mahovlich, but you got to give them credit. It was unbelievable skill that was displayed, and give Jerry York credit, because I tried to influence who he'd put out on the ice, and he didn't bite.
Follow up, please.
Going forward, I mean, A, what do you take out of this season? And B, what do you think you're going to want a little more of going in the future, what this team needs to get to
John
the next
Goudreau?
level? Yeah. Unfortunately, he might be a flame soon.
Yeah. No, I don't mean him. I mean a clone.
Yeah.
But, I think with the season the way it went, I'm proud of our student athletes who overcame a lot. George Gwozdecki's a great coach. They lost their mentor and their lead recruiter, Steve Miller. And for them to overcome that, regroup, win a championship in a really tough conference, to me, it was the second best conference outside Hockey East. I mean, our 8th place team, Miami, is a really good team, but they're not Notre Dame, you know. But I think you saw that today, too. But for our players to win the NCHC championship is a tremendous feat. And it's building blocks for next year, but there are no guarantees. We got a lot of work to do because you could see that when we played against high skill today, we didn't stay with them.
It looked like the mood was pretty light and confident, I thought, before the game. Your players look, I mean, did you sense the same thing? I mean, it seemed like you were in good mental condition for this game.
No, we were really happy with where our players were at mentally and the way they were comporting themselves. Like you said, they were light but confident. We believed we could beat BC. And then we saw their first line score some unbelievable goals. And like you said, put us on our heels, and we didn't regroup well enough. Our execution had to be perfect, and it wasn't close.
Right here.
They put their top line on the ice every third shift, every 2.5 shifts. That's what I thought they did well. I mean, that top line, their understanding of time and space, and then especially like Johnny Gaudreau's the one. He's the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, his ability to find open ice and like that third goal. We scouted it, and I know coaching him that he comes down the strong side. He's going to fake that shot. He's going to try and get the goalie to go down. He's going to go for the wraparound on the far post. But until you see that creativity and you see the fake and the shoulder drop, you don't realize. On film, it might be great, but live, it's kind of like the first time I played against Mario Lemieux. It's like, why don't people go pressure him? And then you get out on the ice against them, and everything's moving except the puck, and you're buckled. And that's what happens to you when you play creative players.
More questions for Coach? Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.